Welcome to episode 2 of my podcast, prettyWise, the podcast dedicated to fun and thought-provoking conversations all about aging with beauty and class, with a little help from medical science along the way. My name is Jill, and I'm the owner of Avenue Beauty Science, a concierge medical aesthetics practice located on Lancaster Avenue in the heart of mainline Philadelphia. So this is episode 2 of my podcast. My first episode was all about kind of my backstory, my origin story of why I started my practice, the treatments that I offer, why I offer them, and kind of what I see as trends in aesthetic medicine. So if you have an interest in any of that, I definitely encourage you to go back and listen to episode 1. But for episode 2, I'm going to be mixing it up a little bit, and I have my first guest. I have the beautiful Mary Tomassetti. She is the co-owner of a salon here on Lancaster Avenue called Mane Techniques. You are a co-owner along with Cara Catagnis, who is also equally as talented and wonderful as you are. And I thank you for being here today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this will be fun. I feel like I wanted to introduce you and to interview you because I learned about you through a client of mine who was, came in for Botox or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, your hair is amazing. And she was like, you can have it too. She's like, you have to check out this place. It's called Mane Techniques. It's on the main line. And back then I was working in Kennett Square. So the main line felt like a long million miles away, but made the trek. And like the second I walked in, I was like, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I was looking for. And I was thinking about how, a large part of aging and feeling pretty in middle age is related to hair. In my circle of friends, we talk about gray hair and breaking hair and thinning hair. So I feel like, a huge part of feeling beautiful is hair. So I wanted to ask you to sort of introduce yourself, introduce the salon, kind of what your philosophies are, what's the vibe there, and, tell me a little bit about you.
Absolutely. First off, thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. So we started Mane Techniques on wanting an amazing solution for those who are experiencing hair loss, who would just like to enhance what they currently have. It really was completely started out of passion. And thankfully, I feel like that's shined through tremendously. And with us focusing on extensions, I feel like it's important to note that you can't have incredible extensions without knowing absolutely everything you can possibly know about hair color, hair cutting, and all the other hair services that are involved. The health of the hair, the health of the scalp, like all of those things we find are prerequisites to before you even touch the world of extensions. So that's how we started. In November of 2019 is when we opened, and we expanded shortly after.
Hey, you had a salon suite, didn't you? Isn't that where it started?
Yeah.
Just so inspirational to me. It's like, you started just like I did.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah. Well,
so how did you know it was like you were ready to expand and move? Like, was it just you had no choice because you were so busy?
It honestly was.
Yeah,
and I'm so grateful for that. We say it all the time, like how grateful we are. Our plan was where we were. We weren't able to provide what we wanted to provide the way that we wanted to do it. So that's how Mane Techniques started. And Cara and I, our plan was to be in a salon suite, service clients, and whoever was assisting us, we would help them grow, teach them about hair color, teach them all the things, teach them extensions, and then actually kind of act as an incubator for people to then go open up their own salon suite, because we felt like this was such an amazing opportunity. But there's a lot more that goes into a salon suite than just being able to do hair. I mean, you're running an entire business, but just by yourself. So what had happened was, as we were ready to say, all right, Ian, he is basically famous, I feel like, at this point.
He is,
So Ian was our first stylist assistant, and incredible. Like, he grasped things so quickly. And we said to him as he was growing, like, okay, do you think you want to start to learn about ordering color? Like, preparing him to have his own salon suite, because that was kind of the goal and how we started. And long story short, each person that we had come on was just like, I don't want to leave. And then we were busting at the seams at this suite. We had opened up the suite next to us, and it was like we had 5 stylists in this 300 square foot or 500 square feet of space. And we like felt bad. We were like, our poor clients like can barely move. And everyone was like so beyond wonderful. Like the client, everybody was so great. But we wanted to be able to provide a better experience, more space, openness, provide more amenities, all those kinds of things. So we started looking into spaces, and we looked for about 2 years, and we could not find anything. We were very particular in what we wanted, so I'm not gonna say there was nothing, but then we finally decided, okay, we want to go through with purchasing a building because it's going to make the most sense for us, especially with how particular we are.
Yep.
We know that when something breaks or something's damaged, we can't risk waiting for a landlord. Just with how we are and the level of experience we want to provide, we need to be able to have control over that. So mostly for our team too, not even just like the bathroom's broken, I need something fixed right away. It's just like it affects everybody, and that affects morale, and we can't guarantee certain things when someone else is in charge of those things. So we wanted to be able to provide all of that.
Yep.
And we're both very creative. So having the flexibility to be creative with spaces and knock down walls where we need to was definitely awesome.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The vibe there is really cool. And it's an old renovated building, right? It used to be the post office. People tell me like, oh, I remember when this place was a blah, blah, blah. A friend had someone that used to work there or something. So yeah, you did a lot of renovations. It was during COVID too. So it was kind of like perfect timing for you.
Absolutely. So the renovations were, so COVID was when we had first opened, and then we settled on the building in January of 2023 and basically gutted the entire building and set it up to be the salon in 6 months, which was an insane project. Kara was expecting and having a hard time with her pregnancy and was working 12-hour days. Like it was insane.
Crazy.
The team was just handling everything so amazingly at the suite. I was at the building, 6 a.m., going into service clients for 10 hours, going back to the building. My husband was meeting me there at 11 o'clock at night, my boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And it was such an amazing experience.
Wow.
Like community and family just like totally came together. It was awesome. But now we were able to create this historical building as a welcoming, airy, luxurious environment, which has been amazing. Number one thing to Kara and I, vibe-wise, is definitely making sure that people feel welcomed and appreciated, but also comfortable. Like we want people to be able to come in their sweatpants if they want to, or come in right from work and not feel like people are staring at them and they're overdressed or underdressed. That was a lot of feedback that we have gotten from clients who have been in more high-end salon experiences, and they feel like things are kind of untouchable, and there's almost like a sense of snootiness.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but that's kind of how it is. There was a sense
but
of
it's still high end, it still feels high end, I think.
That's what feels high end to me.
Yeah.
I prefer to feel comfortable and like I'm in a welcoming environment where I can truly talk about what I need, what are the problems with my hair, not feeling like I need to keep up with anybody or look a certain way. Like you need to come in, we need to be able to lay out, okay, what do you want done? How do we want to do it? Here are the options. Here's how much it will cost. Does that fit your price range? If it doesn't, okay, great. Now we could do a little bit less of this, change this, do this more over time. Like there are just so many options, and we want to be able to provide that holistic experience for people while making them feel good, while having something that fits into their lifestyle budget and
Totally.
look.
So that leads to my next question about like, so if someone is in their 40s, 50s, and they're starting to see thinning hair, and I have friends that tell me about like the options, because I know I have hair extensions. I'm proud to admit it. I feel like for me, when my hair looks good, I am a happier person. I'm a nicer person. I know that's a cliche, but it's definitely true. And I was thinking about like long hair and how it like relates to feeling beautiful and young. It's almost like biblical in a way. Like, that long hair is associated, long, thick, luxurious hair is associated with that feeling of, strength and vitality. So, but it's not for everyone, right? Are there anyone so if you're 40, 50 years old, you're thinning, maybe up top, let's say, tell me some of the options so you can do the rose, or you can do what's the new thing that eye tips?
There are so many methods. We are certified before even opening Mane Techniques, we spent over $30,000 in extension education alone to ensure that we were properly educated on every single method on the market, every new thing that popped up. If we felt like it remotely could be something great, we went and flew out to see it, whether it's in Idaho, Texas, California, wherever it may be.
Interesting. Because it can be damaging, right, to your hair? Like you can...
When extensions are not done properly, it
yeah.
can absolutely be damaging. Right. So new methods pop up all the time, and I feel like that's one thing that will continue to happen. But what's important is that we have the basis of knowing all of the extension methods so that we can provide you with a customized experience.
Okay.
Right now, K-tips are really huge. People are coming in. K-tips were huge 8 years ago. And some of the science hasn't changed.
What's K-tip?
K-tip is an individual extension. So it uses heat to
bind it to the hair?
Bend and mold, basically, keratin. Keratin is hardened. Keratin is naturally found in the hair.
Right.
So they use keratin. We basically heat it, and then it molds around the hair. It forms a cocoon. Oh. And then it looks super natural when you're looking up close at it.
Okay.
Those are really popular right now. What's not talked about is how damaging they can be on certain hair types.
Okay.
Certain people with certain follicles, and what that looks like long term and the cost of it. So, for example, generally speaking, K-tips are typically more expensive than a weft. Does that mean they're better? Not necessarily.
Okay.
We cocktail methods so frequently. And whatever someone is looking for, whatever interests them about, they're like, hey, I saw these K-tips on Instagram. Then we would say, okay, great. Tell me what you love about it. Tell me why you want it. Tell me all the things. And then we might lay out a perfect plan for them. Here's your plan with K-tips. Here's your plan with what I would recommend doing with your hair type, texture. This will save you the most money long term, so on and so forth. So there are so many options when it comes to extensions. As far as making sure that someone has the right extensions paired with them is key, especially when you're someone in your 40s, 50s,
beyond
30s, older, whatever it may be, experiencing hair loss. We're seeing it a ton since COVID. COVID, vaccines, illnesses, weight loss drugs, if people aren't properly getting the proper nutrients from it. I mean, there are a million reasons why. And we love it. We keep track of, okay, what is this person's issue? What vitamins are they taking? What's this? We have all of that data stored so that we can analyze patterns in, I'm the pattern data analyst girl, but so we can analyze those patterns and see, okay, that's what's happening there. This is a better option. This is a better option for this. Their extension color stays better. They have well water. They should use this product. Like, so many different factors go in. So we really try to understand everything holistically. But when it comes to people in any sensitive situations, it's so important to take that very personalized route. And I feel like some guests are great candidates for lightweight, damage-free extensions that blend seamlessly with thinner hair, and others may benefit more from custom halos or topper pieces that are put on or topper pieces that are sewn in. Our first step is definitely always a deep dive consultation, like I just explained. Figuring out that medical history, stress levels, lifestyle, styling habits, because thinning is often a symptom, not just a cosmetic concern, but we still need a solution for it. With those three things I just mentioned, we try to make a plan and have connections to provide our clients with information as in-depth as they prefer from trusted sources. Some people come in, they're like, I have a million problems. I don't care about them. I want full hair. This is what I want to look like. Okay, great. Then we make that happen. Someone wants to understand why, how, what's going on. We take that route. But we're very excited for the launch of what's called the Renewal Suite, which is actually opening up right next to Jill.
Yes.
And that is a private, quiet, more comfortable space for women experiencing thinning, hair loss, scalp concerns.
I love this.
Someone who just wants extra privacy, emotional support. It's designed to feel more soothing and empowering so that people feel comfortable. We know these topics can be deeply personal, and people don't want to sit in the middle of a salon and talk about these things. Some people are completely comfortable with it, but just want to be by themselves, prefer to be by themselves. So that allows us to offer tailored solutions in a more customized, supportive setting.
So did you say it's like safe for cancer patients too, or is that not what you're going for?
That is absolutely what we're going for.
How do they indicate
deemed sensitive?
Sensitive. How do they indicate to you that they're a sensitive client and they want to be upstairs? Do they know that that's an option, or do you guys like give that as an option when they book?
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
It's opening at the end of this month in May.
Okay.
And we will have that as an option for clients. We will be offering it to people. If any service that we basically have a category of, okay, these services can be deemed sensitive. It could be someone in high school that's picking their hair out. It could be someone has a tumor and going through radiation, whatever it may be. It does not matter what the illness is or what's going on. Anything that we recommend that could possibly interfere with anything, products, everything like that, we always make sure they're checking with their doctor, and our stylists know what to guide people in and what to not. But as far as the extensions go, we also work closely with Cross Medical Group, their hair transplant division. We have been in contact with them to see, okay, what are the issues? They're seeing people that come in with extensions and their hair is ripping out from their scalp. And it's like, don't wear extensions.
Right.
And then people are stuck. They're thinning hair. Their hair's falling out from these extensions that aren't applied properly, which is so common.
Yep.
And now, so they were like relieved to know that, you know, they have a solution and that we want to work with them for any patients going through something like this who want both, so that we can say, okay, you tell us if there's any damage, anything going on with their follicles, their scalp, you see anything, you let us know. Thankfully, we haven't had any issues, but if we do, we know that we have them to tell us and we can move forward.
That's amazing. Is that like common in this industry? Or are you guys, again, like leading the charge here? I feel like it's brilliant. It's like, has anyone ever thought of that before? Or are you guys like the first one in the area?
I honestly, so before starting with reaching out to multiple plastic surgeons and hair transplant specialists across the country, I have looked into it. I am constantly in touch with salon owners all literally across the nation, just helping them with either like business end stuff or just having conversations, seeing what they're doing, what's working, what's not. And so I always reach out to community first, like, hey, what's going on? Has anybody thought of this? And no, nothing.
Wow. Because I know there's like wig places and stuff. You know, I've had friends who had to, unfortunately, you know, get fitted and stuff. And but they're few and far between, and they don't. It's not the same kind of environment, right? Like getting a wig.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yes, it's typically something that's not done in the most professional way. It's kind of very like almost like a factory or more clinical.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like a colder treatment.
Yeah.
And we definitely have found that our clients that come to us from those situations are almost scarred from these experiences.
Totally.
Just
like
as
PTSD.
the people with damage from extensions are.
Yep.
So yes, I definitely think this approach is not typical for the industry at all.
Love it.
But Kara and I have found that we are definitely kind of pioneers in a lot of different things that we do, and mostly internal and just how we operate certain things. And it's been great because I feel like I've been able to help a lot of other salon owners across the country kind of like build their thing. That's not a focus of mine. I'm not trying to do consulting or anything, but it's just like fun to help people and see, okay, they tried my idea and it's working amazingly. They tried this in Ontario and it's not really working. Like, it's just fun to connect and
that's awesome.
know what's going on. Yeah,
that's amazing. Okay, so is it for everyone? You know, are there a certain, I want to hear about like, who do you turn away and say, you know, I've heard stories and stuff, like Kara would tell me things, but like what are some examples of like a person that you're like, she's not going to be a good fit for us? She or he? Do you see men?
Absolutely.
A lot of men?
Yeah, we do see men. So men are going to be more for, we don't see nearly as many men. Men are, if they want more fullness, they have longer hair.
But like typical male balding, hair. You don't really do anything for them.
Male balding, no. So we've done a couple of our techniques can be done on men. I have done it on several men in my life. And what we found is that it is a little bit too much upkeep for them.
For them, okay.
Women, when your hair is longer, it's easier to kind of hide things more. Yeah. Men are like, I get my hair cut every 2 weeks.
Right.
It's awesome when you're finished your service, but in 6 weeks, it doesn't work anymore. So we definitely, with the renewal suite and the solutions that we have found for focusing on women for those like female pattern baldness or just completely balding or whatever it may be, those are going to easily be able to transfer to men. So our focus is definitely women now, and then later down the line, I think all of the men enhancements will kind of just factor in and be easy to adjust to.
Okay.
But there are definitely cases where we will advise someone to wait. So if their scalp is severely inflamed from whatever treatment they're going through or condition that they have, if there's unmanaged hair loss from illness, or we see follicles or hair growth patterns that seem to be more sensitive, and our stylists are trained to look at that. The way that your hair grows in, I mean, around your hairline is different from the sides of your hair, and the top of your head is different from that. So just as all of those follicles are different, we're able to see, okay, that hair is not going to be hanging on. That hair is not strong enough to hold this type of extension. It can hold this type, but not that type. Might not be able to hold any. So that's where we try to make sure we're providing, again, that customized solution. But also, if someone's expectations aren't aligned with what we professionally recommend, that's definitely been a case. And we're always honest. So our integrity as a brand and the integrity of someone's hair matters far more than
getting them
making a sale,
Yeah.
having someone walk out and be happy, and in 2 weeks they didn't want to take care of it, and so on and so forth. Then we need to have those conversations of, all right, if you can't take care of this, we need to go back, because I don't want, even if you don't care right now, like if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, that hair won't always grow back. So we have those conversations, and if we find that they can't keep up with it, then we have to politely say, here are some other solutions, and then kind of let them make the choice from there, because I don't feel right about that. You know, it's like, how do you sleep at night?
I feel the same way in my practice too. Like, I'm not afraid to say, this is not for you. This is not the treatment for you.
Which is so valuable. And I feel like a big part of what makes you different. I know that Kara and I, so for everybody here, Jill started coming to us as a client, obviously, as she said before. But what Kara and I loved about Jill was her approach to a more natural and just genuine
natural.
Care.
I put it,
natural. Or just like,
because I do like to use it. Yeah. But appropriate, I say too.
Yeah, appropriate, natural. I mean, of course, not that everything has to look natural. That's not what I was saying. But you're well educated, you educate your clients properly, and you do amazing work. And Jill is currently running a space in our building. So we have 4 suites upstairs, and we screened, I mean, I don't know, we probably had 15 estheticians that had applied to be in that space. And you were the one that we were like, absolutely no brainer. And those other estheticians, I'm sure, are wonderful and great, but the level of expertise and care and just feeling like someone is educated and they dress properly coming to work because they're proud of the work they do was so important to us. So of course, Jill is not directly associated with Mane Techniques, but she's around us. Like, you're in our building, and we want to say, oh my gosh, you have to go see Jill upstairs. Your Botox appointment was canceled. Oh my goodness. She's amazing. Go up. Like, I want to be able to say that and not question a thing. Yeah. And that's thankfully what we're able to do with you.
I love that.
It's been
thank
amazing.
You. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like it's been a dream partnership too.
Aww.
I mean, partnership. We're not partners, but like the relationship. Yeah, collaborating, symbiotic relationship that we have. Going back to the hair real quick, I thought of something too. All hair colors. Like, when I am gray, I think about, at some point I am going to go gray. Like, do people do gray extensions? Would that look pretty? Or
absolutely?
Because I think that might look, nice when you're 70.
Oh, it looks amazing.
75?
We have multiple clients who have gray extensions. Typically, gray extensions require a little bit more upkeep because of the fading and how they're done. But thankfully, with the connections that we have in the hair industry, we work strongly with Bellamy Professional. We have a partnership with them. They are really constantly at the forefront of things. Yeah. But if there's a gap in something that they're not providing currently, then we go to our other companies, and we actually have a relationship with manufacturer overseas. And it's really great to know about the hair industry itself, to be able to say, okay, great. I know that they have natural gray hair. And if I color natural gray hair to be the gray of a client, that's going to last a lot longer than other options. So definitely gray extensions are amazing. A lot of times they come with a little bit more upkeep. Okay. But they're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think that's something I would do, when the time comes.
So fun.
Yeah, so fun. But I know gray hair, like natural gray hair, is like wiry, and it's usually not, it's like dead, right? I mean.
Coarse, yep. It's typically more coarse.
So, I wonder if you're swimming upstream with that one, like, that might be a little harder to match, but whatever. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I don't think we're ready yet. Okay. So, all right. And then, do you still have memberships? When I joined, there was like a membership where you would just like charge me automatically every month, and then I would come for my move up every 8 weeks. So do you still do that? Did you do away with that?
Absolutely. Okay. No, we still do memberships. We have almost, I think, 300 clients on our membership, and they love it. Yeah. So memberships have definitely been a big part of our business. Real quick on the gray, the texture you were talking about. Yeah. Texture is totally different, often with gray hair. Yep. The texture is a big thing that we do our best to match with extensions, which we think is often overlooked in our industry. Like, if you have super frizzy hair and you have silk straight extensions.
Yeah, it's just so bad. Yeah.
Even if you want silk straight hair, your natural hair isn't that. We want you to be able to go in the ocean, come out, and still look great. So texture matching is definitely a huge thing.
Okay, good to know.
Of course, we still offer memberships, which were created to give our clients predictable maintenance and perks without surprise costs. So think of it like a wellness plan, but for your hair extensions. Prices vary based on the type of extension service you're getting, the amount of hair, and how often someone comes in.
Okay.
We are always so upfront with costs. We know that we prepare our guests properly before anyone commits to anything. So is there going to be color upkeep with your extensions? No matter what that may be, we try to really let people know what that upkeep looks like, because it's honest and we like to do that. But also because so many people have come in and been like, I bought this, then they told me I had to buy this, this, and that. And we're like, yeah, nobody likes surprises, especially when you're investing in something that could be a couple $100 or a couple $1,000. You need to know what's entailed and know what you're getting into. So to give a general idea, our memberships range from $119 a month to $375 per month. Depending on the frequency and package. Some women visit every 6 to 8 weeks. Some women are 10 to 12. It's all about what's sustainable for their lifestyle, hair, and budget. That's how our memberships, for our main memberships, which are our extension memberships, that's how they work. An addition we have made recently to our memberships is the Harmony Membership Collection. So these were created to provide comprehensive, continuous care to enhance your mind, body, beauty, and spirit, promoting lasting harmony and more holistic wellness. So upon becoming a member, you activate what's called your beauty balance, which is a flexible personal fund that can be used on any a la carte service at both Mane Techniques and our sister space, which is also located upstairs, which is called Petite Retreat. So I'll get into Petite Retreat in a bit, but each month your investment is added to your account. It unlocks exclusive savings and perks tailored to your needs. So it's a great option for someone who wants full flexibility and variety in their beauty and wellness routine. Some of the highlights include 10 to 35% off every single service, or every service provided at Petite Retreat, and some services provided at Mane Techniques. You can upgrade to higher value services at a discount, priority booking, complimentary consultations at Petite Retreat, and first access to new services, products, and exclusive members only promotions for Mane Techniques or Petite Retreat. So it's really great. It has seamless customization, so you can upgrade, downgrade, pause, cancel anytime after the first 3 months for the Harmony membership. And there's no cancellation fee. So they start at $119, and I feel like they've become incredibly popular with men, which was surprising to us. We weren't ready for that, but men need a retreat too.
Yes.
Yeah. Men, women, and teens, especially busy women who are constantly pouring into others and rarely taking time for themselves, whether it's caring for your skin with light therapy and the most comfortable personal sauna, or just clearing brain fog with Reiki, or simply having the therapist wash your hair in peace while you decompress. It's self-care that feels like a reset, not a choice. So those things I just mentioned are part of Petite Retreat. So a Japanese head spa was the inspiration behind Petite Retreat. So the therapist takes a more targeted approach for hair loss, how to help yourself truly from the inside out. And that's why she ended up getting certified in FDA approved light therapy that actually is proven to help hair growth.
Yeah, I was talking about light therapy in my first podcast, and I love it.
It's amazing. Wrinkle reduction, acne. I mean, I feel like that becoming FDA approved was amazing because it really, I know that researching on the back end, it really helped to differentiate medical light therapy versus the light therapy you buy on Amazon.
Totally.
I mean, learning about the diodes and what's necessary to actually make a difference was awesome. So I think that's really great that we have those regulations in place now so that people know they're getting what it's worth.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I've had treatments there too. I love it. It's nice to like time it with your hair extension removal because you get the best result, the best treatment when they're out and you just want someone to just take care of your scalp. So I'm so glad.
I
refer all the time to my clients. Yeah. So is there anything else that you want to talk about that maybe I didn't ask, or anything that, new exciting changes that are coming, or anything that, you feel is super important to touch on?
I feel like we touched on everything. I feel like I know when you start asking me questions about this, I get passionate and can ramble on a bit. So I feel like
it's great.
I talked about a good amount. I mean, any other specific questions, if anybody has any following the podcast, I would love to hear them and get answers out to everyone. I feel like it's also important to note that extensions aren't the only path to thicker, fuller looking hair. We carry and recommend curated lines of topical growth serums and medical grade scalp exfoliants and at-home LED therapy tools and recommendations that actually work. Of course, those depend on what the root cause is. But if someone, like you were saying, about 40s, 50s, they're going through menopause, they have whatever their concern may be, and they have a lot of hair, but they know it's thinning and they want to get ahead of that, but they don't need extensions.
Yeah.
We can definitely educate people on what we think is best. Here's an amazing plan. I think it can be really overwhelming to be on Instagram and they know you're looking for something and you're trying and buying anything, anywhere. It can be so overwhelming. You're looking at your closet like, I'm losing my hair. I don't even know what to do. Or not your closet, your bathroom. And I have all these things. What do I do? So I feel like our stylists are really great at saying, okay, here's your plan. Try this. If this doesn't work, we'll add this in.
Right.
This doesn't work, we'll add this in. So really taking the time to have a curated plan is super important.
Totally. I see that too in my industry too. I mean, there are so many trendy things that, and you get suckered into buying these things. Yeah. And before you know it, like you said, you have a bathroom full of junk and crap and who knows what. So I always say, like, if you can keep it simple and if you can have a personal relationship with someone that'll tell you, what to try, you don't have to spend that much money. You're probably spending more in all the junk and the crap and the shipping and all that than if you just like sat down with like a qualified person and got to the bottom of it. So, well,
I think you're absolutely right.
Thank you so much for chatting with me today. It's really fun. I learned a lot and I hope my listeners did too. And hopefully maybe we'll have you again and maybe another stylist or two in an upcoming episode. Okay.
Absolutely, Jill. Thank you so much. And just on a personal note, I'm just so happy you're doing this. Thanks. I think that, like I said, the reason that we love to have you in the space was because of how thorough and amazing you are at what you do and how seriously you take things and just your genuine care for people. So I love this. I love that you're doing it. Yes, it's awesome. Any other way that we can support it, let me know.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone for tuning in today. If you would like to hear more about our conversation, you can comment below and also tune into future podcasts.